Hey y'all, Twan Michelle here. I am back with another video. We're going to talk about how to tell if you're being love bombed or if it's real love. So this is a super important topic because many of us have been involved in relationships with people who have been very harmful and manipulative and toxic, and a part of all of that is the love bombing. The reason love bombing is attached to these types of toxic, unhealthy, dysfunctional relationships is that typically we're dealing with folks who are either narcissists or they're sociopaths. So they have to pretend basically that they are really into you and just give you so much love and affection and attention and time to where they get you right where they want you, where they feel like they have you wrapped around their finger. So it's a means to control and to manipulate you. So once they do that, they know that they've got you, and they also know that you are going to want more of that. You are going to do whatever you can to get that side of them back, to get that love bombing stage back. And so you get caught in this hot and cold, up and down, reward and punishment, basically, phase with the narcissist. You start to tolerate their mistreatment just to stay in that relationship so that you can get more of the love bombing from them. You can get more of the positive things that made you feel validated, made you feel loved, made you feel wanted. And so this is how the trauma bond is created, and that's exactly what I'm speaking to. So it's really important to be able to distinguish between love bombing or real love, because certain types of unhealthy individuals will love bomb you, and you have to remember that they're doing it for a purpose. So it serves them because they get in a position of control and power over you, and it serves you. I mean, we have these unmet emotional needs that the narcissist is aware of, and they know that we so desperately need to feel loved, need to feel valued, need to feel worthy. And so they give us that in extreme, incredible doses in the beginning stages of a relationship with them. And that's what we call the love bombing. It may look like tons of gifts, surprise gifts, lavish vacations. They may be constantly calling and texting you. There may be lots of dates. There might be lots of sex. It's just going to be so much of everything great that you ever wanted in a relationship. It's going to be like that times 10. So it feels good, but the reality is it's not good. So you want to know the difference. So I'm going to give you 5 ways to distinguish between love bombing versus real love. The first thing here is really, I think, the most important. Real love evolves over time, okay? It's not going to be any love at first sight kind of vibes. Now, there are some people who believe in that. I get that, but the reality is love does not work that way. There might be infatuation, there might be extreme attraction, there might be lust, there might be magnetism, there might be chemistry. But when we talk about actual love, that is something that evolves. It takes time. You get to know each other. You get to grow together. You get to build that relationship. You get to build that love. It's not something that just happens overnight. And the narcissist or the other toxic individual that you're dealing with, they're going to try to make you believe that. Like, oh my gosh, when I first laid eyes on you, I was so in love with you, and I knew you were the one for me, and I knew right off the bat that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with you. And that is a huge red flag. That is a sign that you are being love bombed, okay? Do not fall for that. That is fantasy. That is not real life. That is not real love. That is not realistic. And I know, us women, as little girls, we were taught to believe that, that was the type of romantic love that we wanted. But it just doesn't happen. I mean, that happens in Disney movies. It doesn't happen in real life. And even in some of those movies, these people end up being the villain. So you have to remember that true love is going to take time. You are not going to get that, oh, I'm so in love with you right off the bat, if we're talking about a genuine, authentic love. So that's the very first sign that you're being love bombed, and just be aware of that. The second way to distinguish between love bombing and genuine love is that real, genuine love is going to be consistent. The gestures of love are going to be consistent, but it's not going to be constant, okay? Because the thing is, when someone really loves you, they feel secure and confident in that love, and they don't feel like they have to constantly prove it. They have to constantly reassure you. It's like when people are trying to do that, you have to question, what are they trying to gain? What is the purpose of this? It's not going to be a constant thing. So in the beginning of a relationship with a toxic individual or someone who is love bombing you, it's going to be constant, every day, could be for a while, where they are just overwhelming you with gestures of love. And they'll even go so far as to learn your love languages. If your love language is gifts, then they'll be sending you gifts every day. If your love language is words of affirmation, then they'll be sending you text messages and calling you with all of these loving words every day. If your love language is acts of service, then they'll be trying to do things for you. Now, in a genuine loving relationship, that is important, that someone knows your love language and that they are loving you in the ways that they know how, in the ways that you feel love. But it's not going to be a constant thing, y'all. It's not going to be every day someone is doing something to prove that they love me or to show me that they love me. It's consistent. It's a pattern of loving gestures, but it's not an everyday thing, okay? And that kind of leads me to the third thing that is important that you want to pay attention to. Real love is going to feel genuine. It's going to feel authentic. You're not going to question it. You're not going to feel confused. If someone is love bombing you, you're going to be thinking, okay, this is too good to be true. Like, how could this be real? This feels unreal. That is your intuition telling you it is. If you feel like something is too good to be true, it probably is. Notice that, okay? Don't ignore it. Now, I know those of us who have interpersonal trauma in relationships, we have a hard time with trust. We have a hard time feeling worthy of anything good. We may feel that anything that is done in a loving manner could be too good to be true because we may not be used to that. But if you're noticing that these things are happening all the time, it's constant, it's over the top, and you're thinking, wow, like I hit the lottery. You're probably being love bombed, okay? I know we don't want to believe that. We want to believe that's the type of love that actually exists because we were conditioned to believe that. But it's not what real love looks like. It feels real. It feels genuine, but it doesn't feel like it can't be real. Like this person is too perfect. Anyone who feels or seems too perfect, I would question that. Now, I'm not saying that that person automatically is going to be someone who's toxic or narcissistic or sociopathic, but I'm saying they could be. So you want to question that, and you want to weigh that against your own unresolved issues when it comes to relationships. Because sometimes there's a bit of both at play, but especially when you feel like you've been doing the work on yourself, you know that you deserve love, you know that you deserve great things in life. If you're still feeling like something in a relationship is too good to be true and it feels fantastical, then you're probably being love bombed. And the fourth way that you can tell if you're being love bombed or if it's genuine love is that in a genuine authentic, loving relationship, there's going to be real emotional intimacy. It's not going to be just all physical intimacy, because there's going to be a lot of that when you're being love bombed, and it's going to be great. They're going to make sure of it. It's a weapon that they use. It's not going to be just all physical intimacy and gifts and vacation and material things. There's going to be actual emotional connection. There's going to be lots of sharing of feelings. There's going to be vulnerability. There's going to be empathy. It's gonna go both ways. There are going to be really deep conversations. You're going to feel connected to someone on an emotional and soulful level. And it feels very different. The love bombing, if you had the experience with love bombing versus a genuinely loving relationship, you know the difference. It feels different. The love bombing, as great as it feels to have all that attention, affection, and praise and gifts and amazing sex and all that, as much as you enjoy that, it still feels quite superficial. It doesn't feel like a deeply connected, emotionally intimate bond with someone, because it's not. So that's another way you'll be able to distinguish the difference between the love bombing and genuine love. And the fifth and last sign that I'm going to give you to determine between love bombing and genuine love is that love bombing feels overwhelming and all-consuming. It almost feels like smothering. Okay? So eventually what feels good is going to start to feel like it's too much. Like, okay, this person maybe needs to back off a little. This is overwhelming. They're wanting all my time. They're wanting all my attention. I've been neglecting my own life, my own friends. I haven't been able to do much of anything else because I've been constantly involved with this person. They're taking me on all these dates. They're wanting to do all these great things with me and for me. And it feels good, but it feels like a lot. It feels like too much. When you start to feel that way, you are definitely being love bombed. That's not even a sign of love. That's a sign of an insecure attachment. Someone who is clingy, someone who feels the need to prove their love for you so that you won't leave them. Like, even if we're not talking about love bombing, that alone is a sign of an unhealthy attachment. That is a sign of someone who is not secure with themselves, and they are clinging on to you for dear life because you give them something that they don't have within themselves. So that alone is not good for a relationship, but a toxic individual, a narcissist, will actually use that in the love bombing. They will overwhelm you with love, with gestures of love, and it will take up a lot of time, a lot of space, a lot of energy, and it's just going to start to be too much. So you're going to know when it's happening. Let me know, guys, any other signs of love bombing versus genuine love that you guys can think of. Leave it in the comment section down below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. That really does help my channel, helps with the algorithm. And if you know someone who you think would benefit from this topic, share this video out with them. That may help them. And also, if you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting on? We'd love to have you be a part of this community. And I think that is it. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, take care. Bye.